Great. I'm so glad that you guys have joined us today. We're super excited that we have this stellar rock star crew here. We have three-time icon agent from Indianapolis, Drew Schrader. He's here. We've also got to my left one of our top consultants, Jake Norman with Clearwater. And then on the other side, we've got three-time icon agent Bobby Martins, and next to him is Mentor of the Year, Beth Silverman. Woohoo! We're so glad to have you guys all here. Okay, so I'm going to start with Drew and ask Drew what his experience was like when he began checking out the agent healthcare plan.
Thanks for having me on the show today, Margot. So a little bit about me first is this is my 18th year in real estate. For the first 8 years, I was paying my own way on insurance. It wasn't too bad because I was just responsible for myself. Then I acquired my wife, my best friend, and that was the best thing that's ever happened to me. And she came with benefits. So I was like, this is amazing. Now I don't have to deal with this healthcare bill every month because I can hop on her employer's insurance. Well, then we end up having kids, and, continued to have her work just to, pay some of the bills. But then we said, these are important years of her life and maybe you should stay home, Lindsay. And so here we go again with this high healthcare bill. But hey, this is just part of being a realtor, right? And as a realtor, I've always just kind of stayed in my own lane and stuck to maintaining the best work-life balance I can and providing my clients with the best possible experience I can deliver. And I know a lot about real estate. Never knew much about stock market, so I have a financial advisor. I know enough to be dangerous with taxes, and so I have an accountant. Same thing with healthcare. I had a whole board of directors on my meeting with Clearwater Benefits because I said, Lindsay, I think this is something I need to look at. We need to look at. And she said, you're a guy. You'll go anywhere selling pizzas out the back door. If it's a witch doctor, that will give you a Z-Pack because I really only get sick, once a year. And she said, as long as the kids can stay with their pediatrician and I get to stay with my female doctor, then I'm good. We grilled Tina from Clearwater, and by the end of it, like, they all looked at me and they said, and this was on a Zoom call, and they're like, Drew, this is amazing that your company is providing this for you and your family. Do you want me to talk about numbers, or do you want me to hold off on that?
I'm going to get some input from the rest of our panelists, and we will come back to that. And so thank you very much, Drew, for sharing that. I think a lot of us try to have a board of directors in our lives that help us make these decisions. And it's pretty cool to hear that you brought yours in, and that was the response that they got. You got your third party advisors to give you the stamp of approval. So that's pretty cool. I want to move over to Bobby and ask him. He has been so kind to share with us his experience in the past. We've got we have a cool video testimonial from him as well as from Beth. But Bobby, could you share with us what are the numbers? What kind of money are you saving, and what does that mean to your life?
Hello, everybody. Bobby Martins in the San Diego market. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to Clearwater for the invite. So yeah, I started this. I guess it's been about a year now, and it's been amazing for my family. We were about to pay $1,277 a month for a plan that didn't have the doctors that we have with this plan. We got kind of duped with the whole Obamacare thing. We weren't supposed to lose our doctors scam. That turned out to be false. We lost all of our doctors. Our thing completely shut down. The plan that we had So it was gone. And so we lost every single doctor that we were working with and the entire network. And so, we restarted with another network, a good network, but not the same. And but then when you guys came along, I was shocked that the company was trying to do this. I thought it was kind of cute. I was like, oh my God, this is really funny, And so I told my wife, I said, hey, you usually take care of this. Would you mind giving them a call? And so they, she looked into the plan, and it's, I think we're paying $855 a month. So that's about a savings of $5,000 per month, which, I love telling that story to potential people that I'm talking to about coming to EXP. That's been helpful to pull in some people, and but $5,000 a year. I mean, that's another benefit of being here at EXP. And so, and we're a pretty healthy family. We don't use it a lot, but I love the fact that it's you've got a lower deductible per incident type of thing. So other plans, you break your leg and you have $10,000 worth of stuff on a $7,500 deduction. You're going to have to pay that $7,500 up front. With you guys, it's $1,500, I believe, is the incident charge. And so I think that's an amazing way for healthy families to save money. So that's kind of my story.
So much for sharing that. It's really awesome to hear that you kind of are firing on a lot of cylinders there, getting doctors back, saving money. That sounds that's pretty impressive and pretty cool. So thank you for sharing that. Beth, you have before said amazing things about your experience with Jake Norman. I thought it would be fun for him to hear that and be on the stage and hear you praise how he's consulted with you. Would you like to share how you felt about the experience?
Yeah, well, this has been a long time coming. What's up, EXPCon? Final day. I hope everyone is as jazzed as I am. It's awesome to be on stage with amazing icon agents, Bobby Martins, Drew Schroeder. Jake, this has been a long time coming. If you guys have ever heard me talk about my experience with the EXP healthcare, it has always involved Jake, who was my consultant. And I've said numerous times, I really want to meet him. So the fact that we're on stage together is awesome. But I want to see who's out in the audience today. So using the raised hand feature, which is just to the right of the chat box, how many of you guys are familiar with shopping for health insurance in the open marketplace? Just want to see who we have in the room. Because if you know what it feels like to shop in the open marketplace for health insurance, you certainly are going to, I hope my story is going to resonate with you. Thanks, guys. You can put your hands down. This is my 10th year in the real estate business. It's my 16th year since I was diagnosed with cancer. And for me, every single year being in the marketplace, if you know the feeling, I'm sure you can drop your experience in the chat box. For me, it was time consuming, tedious, draining, confusing, frustrating. I had tech issues, paperwork issues, and the timelines and the deadlines always happening the last 3 months of the year, rush to get coverage. And that just totally left me feeling really stressed out. And when you're stressed out, that equates to being in poor health. And when you're in poor health, that equates to having poor performance at work. But I didn't know what to do, right? Like I was on a hamster wheel and there were no other options. And then EXP, once again, proved that they're the most agent-centric brokerage on the planet, and they launched the Health Insurance Initiative. And I kind of kept an open mind about it, and I went to one of the sessions in EXP World, and I was super confused. And I knew that my experience was so individual that I just would have to get with a consultant, which now is super easy because there's a Calendly link, and you literally just click the link, set up a time, and before you know it, you're on a call. So I get on the phone with Jake. Hi, Jake, by the way, how are you? And I've been doing this for so long, guys. This is literally, it destroys my life every single year. And so I said to Jake, I was like, look, man, I might be a pre-existing condition. I have all these prescriptions that I take every month. So I'm going to need you to look up every single one of them. I need you to help me look up my doctors. And he spent so much time on the phone with me. And it was so much more follow up than just that: text messages, emails, making sure I understood everything, looking up individual prescriptions that I needed to know. I love that, Drew, what you touched on that your wife said when she was like, as long as I can stay with my female doctor, that's what's important to me. And I know, I guarantee, sorry that I'm talking so much, but I think this is kind of worth it. So I'm sure all you guys use Facebook, right? And there's Facebook memories, and it shows you what you posted, for the last how many ever years you've been on Facebook. And I found this and I screenshotted it. I just want to read you guys my Facebook status from October 24th, 2019. And this is what it says. I try to look at my Facebook memories most days because between my cancer brain and my dusty age, so much of my former life is a blur. But the last few Facebook memories from years past have yielded posts of battles, complaints, and defeat as I discussed my health insurance no longer being a pre-existing condition, shopping the marketplace for open enrollment, having to start all over every year with deductibles when I reached my lifetime out-of-pocket max at least 3 times over when I had cancer. I tell myself to be grateful for being alive, for starters, for not paying $1,800 a month like I had to when I was 29, but I'm not grateful. I pay a month what most of my younger friends pay in rent. And if they were smart, they'd listen to me and buy a house already. I pay for a PPO with the highest level of care, and yet my 2 choices for a gynecologist in network were Planned Parenthood or seeing one of 20 residents at a hospital. Luckily, my life is serendipitous, and after 5 tedious hours, I found a gynecologist who's in network, and hopefully I'll be able to see him for all the years to come. Of course, until I have to open enroll again in 4 weeks, and I hope he's on the plan. Our healthcare system is so broken, but luckily in 11 days, EXP is releasing the details on healthcare for all agents. I'm keeping the faith. Swear to God, that was my Facebook status from a little over a year ago. And I can't tell you guys enough how this health insurance plan has changed my life. But I know we'll come back to kind of how much I'm saving and what I think of the plan, but that's a little bit about me. I hope I didn't just overtalk.
Not at all. That was great. I'm so glad that you shared that. So coming back to the cost, I want to ask Drew about that. He's got a pretty big number to share with us on how much he's personally saving for his family. Hey, Drew, are you able to chat? Are you able to talk? Love
Yeah,
to.
I got my headset. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. You
Perfect.
may
Okay.
go.
So, yeah, so to piggyback off what Beth just said, I actually took it to Facebook Live when I figured out how much I was saving, and it helped with the agent attraction piece of it because I kind of explained as a realtor, and I've always had this bill, and then with 3 kids, 8, 6, and 3, like life just gets expensive, and I know it's only going to get more expensive as they get older. I was telling Beth earlier, like, as long as I knock out the honey Drew list each week, I can sell a lot of houses and play a lot of golf. But hey, it's nice to save as much money as you can. And I was paying $15.92 per month for my family on the marketplace plan, and we're at $541 a month. That's I went, let's see, $12,612 is what my total savings were. So I took it to Facebook, and I shared my news, and I basically said, anyone who wants to guess how much money Drew Schrader's family is saving, I will give you $150 to the nicest steakhouse in Indianapolis, which is St. Elmo's. And there were lots of different guesses, and 1,000 or 2,000, and then somebody was pretty close to that number, and it was actually an agent from another brokerage, and he actually may be coming over before the end of the year who actually won it. And I promise I didn't rig the deck there.
That is awesome. I mean, that is awesome. And you don't have to answer this question, but what we have seen with agents who save just thousands of dollars a year is there's a lot of things you can do with that money. We've seen agents pour it all back into their business and see the sales just grow exponentially. We've seen them put it towards the trip they've always wanted to take with the family, or college, or any number of different things. But nobody doesn't want 12,000 extra dollars, or 5,000 extra dollars even. so that we can save money is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there isn't one thing, and I'd say uh, Target gets most of our money. My wife loves Target, but I'm always like, it's not how much money you can make in this business, it's how much money can you keep. And that's the name of the game. If we can be financially stable as realtors, and we can offer the best advice, and we don't, I see so many realtors sell a big commission, then they go out and buy a Bentley. Then the next time they're showing a house, they've got busy traffic, but hey, no, you got to buy this house because they know these bills are coming. And that's just not it's not fun to be in that situation. And so it just helps. EXP's just helped me become more financially responsible and just in a better situation financially.
That is so awesome. I mean, the agent centricity and focused on building better lives and futures is just, it's phenomenal. Beth, would you like to share with us your numbers?
Yeah, of course. So on the premium alone, I am saving $8,400 a year. My prescriptions are cheaper every month. I have no copay at my PCP, and I have to go to that doctor every 3 months. I've seen specialists, and again, it's just, the plan is fantastic. And I do want to say, so obviously I had to find a new gynecologist once I switched this plan, and it was so easy to find a doctor. I remember I workplace chatted Margot and I said, what do I do? I need to find a doctor. She gave me the link, and it was like last year when I wrote that status about trying to find a gynecologist, I had to call my personal assistant and my mother to help me. That's how many hours we spent on the computer trying to just find a doctor in network. I can't even talk about how easy it was to get this doctor. And I think for me, saving, the money is amazing, but this is saving my life, because the weeks that I would agonize over this every single year during this time, Q4, when you had to kind of go back to see if your plan was going to change, if it was even going to still exist. And of course, I joined EXP, and I more than doubled my production my first year, so I made a lot more money, and so that was also going to change my health insurance in the open marketplace. And so, like, I can't even. There isn't really an amount of money that I can put on the fact that, like, right now, here we are, it's November, and guess what? I don't have to do anything. My insurance is my insurance. Like, I feel normal again. So I think that the time back on my life and the time to put back into my business is priceless, really.
Well, that's awesome to hear. It just is awesome to hear. Well, Bobby, we touched on it a little bit. I'd love to get a little more information from you. I'd love for you to share with us how important healthcare options, being able to offer that to agents that you're interested in attracting. How does that impact their lives? How big of an advantage do you see this being for EXP?
Well, hold on a sec. Can you guys hear me okay, hopefully? So, I mean, basically, I think you look at the many different real estate companies out there, I can probably count on less than one hand how many of them actually offer offer some type of health plan. I think only 3 that I know of. So there's probably 30 plus real estate companies out there that name brands that everybody knows, and to have only 2 or 3, maybe 4 offering this is huge. So I think for us to be able to offer it again, as I said earlier, I was very surprised and shocked that the company was even trying, and I didn't think it was going to be a viable option. But then once we looked into it, I was like, hey, this is very good. It saves us money. It provides us that kind of catastrophe type of insurance, and if something happens, we're covered. And it also has the teledoc and all the other stuff. So for agents, when I sit down with them, I always tell them about it, and I ask them about their current plan, and then how much are they paying, and it just gives us one more thing to talk about. And if the overall, for me, what I saw with EXP, the overall message was agent centric. It's obvious that we are the customer here, and we should be. Brokerages should be taking care of us in a good way. And for so many years, we've really not been treated that well as a whole, and that's why EXP has just raised the bar not only for our company but for the entire industry. Now everybody has to look internally and say what can we do to compete, and this is hard to compete with. So I do think it should be part of the attraction process, and definitely talking about it with potential people that you're introducing the company to, and it certainly does not hurt, that's for sure. And it's not the plan may not be for everybody, but it is definitely a good option for most people.
I couldn't agree more with Bobby speaking about the attraction piece. I know the class that was just before this was in compliance and attraction. And I think that had I been at a different brokerage and someone came to me and said, "Hey, Beth, I'm with a brokerage that has health insurance," I would have looked at that model immediately, because this is how stressful this was to my life. So I totally agree with Bobby on that. When you guys are sharing our incredible model with potential agents who may want to join us here and experience the magic that we live in every day, this is something that you need in your arsenal belt. And even people who are considering joining EXP can jump on that Calendly link, and they too can find out what they would save and what plan might be right for them if they were to come over and join us. And so I want agents to know that even people who are not with EXP can get on that Calendly link. So it's really important. So thanks for touching on that, Bobby.
Yeah, that's perfect. I've dropped that link into the chat, and we welcome you guys to click on it and schedule a call. We are in the middle of open enrollment, which I should just share with you is November 2nd. Well, anyway, Monday last week through December 15th. That is for all of the plans that are on the exchange, which we can help you with as well in most states. Most states allow us to do that. So we can help you identify which plans make the most sense. Do you need a plan that's on the exchange, or are you a candidate for one of the innovative plans that we have? We can sell and help you enroll in a wide variety of plans. So we're booked, we're busy, we're working our team super hard. Jake is probably itching because he's got 11,000 more calls to do today. So we're trying to be available. We're working long hours and round the clock for you guys. If you've got somebody you're talking to, like an agent, and you want to consider attracting them, I think our request might be that you, if it's not something that's super urgent, that you wait until after the 15th of December to share the link, so that we can be available for the EXP agents who need to enroll right away. And then after that, once we're through this crazy busy season, we are happy to talk to agents that you want to attract. And we will not only share with them what the agent health plan looks like for them, but we also sing the praises of the business model, the company, and the culture, because we love working with EXP agents. So please do keep that in mind. Drew, is there anything else that you would want to share with other agents who are thinking, well, I'd like to check this out. I don't know if it's for me. I've got a plan with my spouse's employer. What would you share with them?
I would say number one, don't contact me because I'm not the expert. Contact Jake or Margot and just workplace chat them if you are lost, or I'm seeing in the chat there's links and phone numbers, like and I would say, like, there's people that are experts and can answer your questions. And it's been, call me though if you have a referral in Indiana. That's what I want you to call me for. But I'm telling you, you should at least explore this. It's either gonna make you feel really good about like what you're currently doing, or it could literally change the landscape, and save your family lots of money right out the gates for 2021.
Okay, sorry, just had a technical difficulty there. Can you guys hear me? I am putting a different link in there, and I hope that one works. So please check that one and let me know in the chat if that one's working. So I guess we have just a couple of more minutes. Is there anything else on my panel here? And Jake, would you like to share something? That would be a great idea. Why don't you share with us one of the things that you really love about your job and helping EXP agents?
Yeah, thank you, Margot, and Beth. Great to see you, and Drew and Bobby. Thank you for all your input. It's always great to hear that feedback. I think, I was a business owner before this. I had my own personal training business. I had my own clinical soft tissue therapy business, and it was always difficult when you got all of these different calls from different insurance companies trying to get leads and trying to get you to sign up. It was confusing. It was overwhelming. And so one of the things that I like the most about partnering with EXP is just the ability to have a little bit more of that personal touch. We give a lot more of this white glove approach to how we talk to agents, and it's so important. And I know that importance because I felt the weight of having to find health insurance and what that might look like. And so we're not really salespeople, we're consultants, and our care is ultimately for you as the individual, you as the family, to hear what you're going through. To Beth's point, I listened to her story and I asked questions, not just about how that applies to insurance, but I just wanted to know what she had to go through and what she's going through now. And that makes all the difference in the world in terms of being able to just, get you guys the best possible plan that we can offer, whether it's through the marketplace or whether it's our agent health plans that are an innovative solution that really is designed to save you money and really optimize, your healthcare experience. So we always are a fan of talking to potential recruits. So if there's anybody that you're ever trying to bring in to your team, use us, please do. Find a way to get a hold of us. We can share our Calendly links, and if you guys want to do like a 3-way Zoom call, we can talk over some options there and at least get that going. So that's really all I would like to contribute, in terms of our experience and how great it's been to be working with EXP. It's been a huge blessing just to be on this panel and be able to hear these types of stories and what we've been able to do. And I'm looking forward to just more growth for both of us in the future.
Great. It's so great that we can have you here. Jake, I did want to ask you one more question. Have you been in a position where you were talking to an EXP agent, they're on a plan already, maybe through a spouse or on the exchange or something, and you've done the evaluation and the recommendation that you made was for them to stay on the plan?
Yeah, I've done that like 3 times this week already. Again, our biggest goal is to make sure that you have the best possible plan for your money and for your needs. And so one of the things that I always encourage my clients to do after we talk to them, if they are on a company plan or if they've even shopped some other insurance options, is to send it to me and we'll do a side-by-side comparison. And I'll show you the limitations and the benefits of the plan that you sent over. And I'll also point out maybe some of its weaknesses and where our plan might come in and help out. So sometimes people are always looking for the cheapest premium, but sometimes you get what you pay for, and in other instances you don't. And so even if our monthly costs are around the same as what you're being quoted, it's really important to look into, well, how are you using the healthcare system on the day-to-day side of things? And so that it just goes into deeper questions and a deeper understanding as to how each plan works. And so to your point, Margot, yeah, there have been multiple instances where we do recommend a different plan. And again, because you guys are the most important. So.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I have had that experience this week as well, because we're all working 12, 13 hours. We're talking to a lot of people. But that's part of the transparency and the way our cultures and our mission statements as companies, Clearwater and EXP, really sync up. We, like EXP, were virtual before virtual was cool. And so the fact that we've got the long view, we're all about the relationships and doing the right thing for you guys, that's what we're here to do. Our time is now up. I know there are just so many breakout sessions. We are happy to hang around and answer any questions if you'd like. I'm going to let our panelists go because they are busy. And I thank you so much, Drew Schrader and Beth Silverman and Bobby Martins and Jake Norman, thank you so much. I'm going to just do a little dance. I'm so happy.
Pleasure being here today. Have a great rest of the EXP Con and an amazing rest of the year, everybody.
Got some moves there, Drew. That's pretty awesome.
Margo, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
I sat in on a webinar that you were in, I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago, I guess. And you mentioned a certain type of like supplement to the insurance policies that you wish you had had before you had gotten sick. And I can't remember what it was called. I'm messaging with Caleb, who I've spoken with in the past from your company. And, but I just can't remember what that was called. I wanted to ask him to look into it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Yeah, we do have a variety of supplemental policies that pay a lump sum if you are to have a critical illness like cancer or an event like stroke or an accident. And there are guaranteed issue versions of that will pay lump sums with for qualifying events. And boy, that would have come in handy for my battle with cancer because we were traveling and house sitters and pet sitters and things. So you want to ask him about critical illness and accident supplemental policies.
Okay, thank you. Critical illness and accidental supplemental policies. I did just message him, but I couldn't remember what they were called. I had written them down when you did that webinar. It was a few weeks ago now, but thank you. And both presentations were great.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad you enjoyed them. Yeah, I've been making the rounds at the state meetings. And if any of you are group leaders, team leaders, I'm happy to schedule a presentation to your team as well to give them a little bit of a deeper dive into what the options are for the healthcare plans through EXP. Feel free to reach out to me on Workplace. I have an EXP Realty email, so you can easily find me on Workplace. And I'd be happy to get something scheduled to present to your team, as well as Jake just mentioned. We will also happily present to agents you're talking to and you'd like to attract. So yeah, we're happy to help you with all of that. I don't even think we mentioned dental and vision, but we do offer dental and vision, and most of these plan options are available a la carte. So that way we can right size it. Not everybody wants everything.
Yeah, I actually, so, I'm not sure how big your company is or how many agents you have assigned to work with EXP, but do you know Caleb?
Absolutely.
Yes, so he gave me quotes for, healthcare, vision, dental, because that's what I have now. I don't know if we're going to, some of that depends on the doctors, just like panelists said, with the dental especially. But yeah, I'm pretty close to, I'd actually be saving from the plan I have now that includes dental and vision. I'd be saving like $8,400 a year.
That is a big number. Wow, that's a really big number.
Yeah, for a family of four in New Jersey. So it's something like that, right around there. I don't remember exactly. So it's kind of a no-brainer, and I wish I did it last month. I'm waiting for my wife to check out all the doctors, though.
Right, right. I hear you on that. Yeah, the network, by the way, is a nationwide network, which is handy. To get into it a little further, we have on that Clearwater plan, it's a combination of an insurance plan and medical cost sharing. And the insurance plan, which is for the doctor visits, preventatives, the annual exams, and all that, is a network that is a PPO network. It happens to be nationwide, which is really nice. For medical cost sharing for larger events like hospitalization, surgery, and those kinds of things, that is actually you can go to any provider in the world, which is amazing. If you guys if you've been in one of the presentations like this gentleman has been, and I've lost track in the talk thing here of what his name was, but you've heard me share a story about my cancer battle. I'm on one of the Clearwater plans, and I was able to go to the best in the world. So it was okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Find us in Workplace. I see some comments in the chat, and I'm gonna reach out to you guys individually. Looks like Jake is as well. So we are happy to continue serving you guys as best we can. We are so happy to have you. Yes, Steve, thank you so much for asking your questions. All right, have a great day, everyone.
Real quickly, can you put the link back in there for the appointments, please?
Sure, hang on a sec. Sorry, that took me a minute, but there it is. Okay, thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Is this session over?
Yes.
Thank you.
But the next session will be starting at 11:30. It's going to be a good one.